The shape of ancient Egyptian pyramids is thought to have been inspired by the spreading rays of the sun. The first person in Egypt identified by name, Mary, for tax evasion was sentenced to 100 blows for his crime. Such as Jennifer Aniston. British monarch, Charles II, 1630–1685, would rub mummy dust on his skin, believing greatness would rub off. Ancient Egyptians loved board games. Egyptian pharaohs were often overweight. Egyptian children wore no clothing at all until they were in their teens. The temperature in Egypt made it unnecessary. Adult men wore skirts while women wore dresses. Ramses the Great had 8 official wives and nearly 100 concubines. He was over 90 years old when he died in 1212 BC. Christianity was the main religion in Egypt between the 4th and 6th centuries. Toilets were found in many ancient Egyptian tombs. In the border between Egypt and Sudan, there are 795 sq miles, 2,060 square kilometers, of land unclaimed by neither. An Egyptian father named his newborn daughter Facebook to commemorate the role Facebook played in the 2011 Egyptian revolution. Her full name is Facebook Jamal Ibrahim. Sudan has more pyramids than Egypt. Ancient Egyptians slept on pillows made of stones. No Egyptian president has left office without being arrested or dying, so far until 2015. In ancient Egypt, killing a cat, even accidentally, incurred the death penalty. A woman in Egypt disguised herself as a man for 43 years in order to make a living for her daughter. In ancient Egypt, men could take time off of work to care for menstruating wives and daughters. During a visit to Egypt in 2012, Hillary Clinton was pelted with tomatoes and shoes, while the protesters chanted "Monica, Monica." 2,200 years ago, Eratosthenes estimated the Earth's circumference using math. Without ever leaving Egypt, he was remarkably accurate. Christopher Columbus later studied him. The Egyptian Kahun Papyrus, 1850 BC, suggests crocodile feces either for preventing conception or as an anti-abortion. Approximately 90% of Egyptians are Muslim, primarily Sunni, 9% are Coptic, and 1% is Christian. Pharaoh Pepi II, 2246–2152 BC, had the longest reign in history, 94 years. He became Egypt's king when he was only 6 years old. Pharaoh Pepi II allegedly would smear naked slaves with honey to attract flies away from him. On average, only an inch of rain falls in Egypt per year. Fly swatters made from giraffe tails were a popular fashion item in ancient Egypt. Tourism comprises 12% of the workforce in Egypt. The ancient Egyptians were the first people to have a year consisting of 365 days divided into 12 months. They also invented clocks.